Hello everybody, we are doing a modded original Resident Evil 4 video. Obviously I have 2B modded over Leon, but I'm also showcasing my reshade mod, which looks really good, and I'm also doing a comparison between the reshade and the Resident Evil 4 Ultimate High Definition mod, which is a really cool mod. The only problem with that mod is that it's about 10 gigabytes long, so I believe it's actually bigger than the actual game. So I find it better to do a reshade of it. The reshade doesn't cost that much space.
You carry the same blood.
And here we have 2B, where she just looks fantastic. And the modder did a really fantastic job doing this mod. So it's definitely a lot more fun to play as 2B rather than Leon. If I ever play this game again, which I will probably play on easy.
Same blood.
I don't know. I think normal is actually a good challenge, so I don't know. But yeah, I've actually I think I've already this was actually 2 years ago actually, and I already beat the game on easy,
sir.
And this is actually my normal playthrough. So, and I like this part. This part wasn't on the remake of Resident Evil 4.
I was wondering if you might recognize a girl in this photo.
And this is pretty cool because here you are, like you're trying to talk to the guy, and he just fucking talking shit to you. And you know, you just think that he's a normal guy, but he's actually not. Actually, he's like infected. Something's wrong with him. So back when I played this game in 2009, because that was the first time I ever played this game, that part was actually really scary. In fact, I couldn't beat this part at all in 2009, so I was actually having a really hard time with this game back in 2009. In fact, I've always had a hard time with this game because this game was actually really hard for me. I didn't really get fully in depth in this game until the remake. Once I played the remake, I got the feel of how this game was. But here I am experimenting with reshades. But it wasn't too hard. It wasn't anything that was anything out of the ordinary. But I did a reshade filter, and that one just looks so much better, I think. Back in that PS2 era and the Xbox 360 era, they had this weird piss filter, which I call it, but that kind of makes the filter a little bit different. And this game was so much fun at the time. In fact, it still is. It just I moved on to other games, but I'm really glad I gave this game a shot. I'm not sure if I had this on normal or if I had this on easy. This actually might be the normal version, which is crazy because I think the normal version, not the normal version, the normal difficulty. I thought this game was so hard. In fact, this is probably the hardest game I've ever beaten in my entire life, actually. And the reason why is because of just so many different ways you can kill these guys. And what makes it hard is trying to conserve ammo. So there's a lot of things that the games that the game doesn't really teach you, that the main thing, I feel, because when you were first playing the game, when I was first playing the game in 2009, you know, we think that you have to shoot him in the head, and in this game it's best to actually shoot him in the leg, and then once he's kind of holding his leg, you kick them, and then that's how you would conserve ammo. So it's kind of weird. This game doesn't really tell you all what to do, but the filter looks amazing on this, and the whole graveyard sequence. This game still looks really good, even though this game came out in 2005. The PS2 version does not look this good. PS2 version does not look this good. What happened was they made it more optimized for PC. So, but maybe if you emulated the PS2, maybe it would look almost as good. But the reshade on this is also making this game look a lot better. So it's not just the PC that's making the game look better. It's a reshade as well. And so yeah, if you ever want to play this game, it's best to play this on the PC. I know that there is a PS5 edition or PS4 edition that you could play on PS5, which is kind of cool because I think of that's the more true version of it. But if you're interested in modding and making this game look as best as possible, I really recommend to do these reshades. See how the difference on this is. And what I'm doing is I'm sharpening it a bit, so that's why it looks so much better. And I'm also playing with some other filters as well, which is I'm using the reshade program. And I really wanted to add this level on here because I don't remember this being in the remake. I remember, well, actually this part was in the remake, but I just don't remember this part being in the remake. Not like with dogs and so forth, or I don't know, maybe it was, I forgot. It's been such a long time, man. But I'm not really concentrated. I have a way better video on here about Resident Evil, which is one of my best videos that I have on here. It's a video that I have. It says, why is original Resident Evil 4 worth playing today? So I do highly recommend to watch that video. This is more of a performance type thing where you can mod, which looks really good, man. Like, I know there was a UHD version of it, and I downloaded it, but I feel the reshade does a bit better, mainly because the UHD version, the mod on that is like 10 gigabytes, which is crazy, man. And with this reshade, it's not even under a gigabyte. So that's why I highly recommend to you use the reshades rather than the UHD version. The UHD version, it also was kind of hard to find too. It took me a while to find that, and then you have to download it in like different parts. So it is kind of weird to download it, but I believe the UHD version is on the website ModDB, which is a really good website, modding website. Of course, there's Nexus, but I think the next best, most popular modding website is that ModDB. but I believe you can only get that UHD version on that mod DB. And here I am. I'm stacked on different things that I have. I'm not sure if I'm on easy or on normal. I might be on normal. And the fact that I have this many stuff on normal is pretty crazy. That I'm this stacked. And a lot of the reason why I'm doing this good, if this is a normal version, this looks like actually the easy version, but the normal difficulty rather, because on the normal difficulty, well actually on any type of difficulty, at the start you could farm eggs in that little barn level, and what's going on is those chickens are laying eggs. And what you're going to do is you're not going to kill any of those chickens. You're just going to keep going back and forth, and eventually they keep farming eggs. And grab as much eggs as you possibly can, because that will definitely help you make the game a lot easier. And to me, that is not cheating. It's a something that the game gives you. It's just kind of exploiting what you could do with the game. I definitely do want to play the PS4 edition of this game eventually. I heard it was slightly different, but right now it's just been so long since I've played this game to probably notice any type of difference. But yeah, I remember playing this. This was a really stressful game. A game that, again, like what I said was, this is probably the hardest game I've ever played, or the hardest game that I've ever beat, rather. I think this right here is the UHD version. The UHD version, that's why it's. See how it's a little bit different, and it's the fire that kind of that's the most different. But you could also tell from his jacket that his jacket's a little bit more defined. I'm really glad that I added this on here. Actually, I'm really glad that I've added it on here. I didn't know that I had the UHD version of it, and I might actually erase the UHD version because, again, like what I said, it was 10 gigabytes big, which is a pretty huge file. I might keep it, I might not. I know that I have tons of space on my PC, but you know, as I grow older, I just have all this different shit on here. I have different games that I found, abandonware, basically games. See how that looks a little bit different, the UHD version in the pause menu. Eventually, I'm going to get into my abandonware type games, which is mainly Marvel stuff. Basically, what abandonware is games that a perfect example would be Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Basically, games that cost too much to renew their license. So basically, it did not stay on Steam and all this other stuff. And this is how the UHD version looks a bit better here, or looks different rather. And I feel that my reshade version is up to par with the UHD version. The UHD version still looks really good on this, the ultimate high definition. But I believe for the what's it called, the bang for the buck, even though they're all free, all these mods are free. Now I have it on my reshade because with the UHD version you're not able to mod it, and that was my main thing, was on the UHD version I'm not able to mod my characters. And of course with me, I love modding my characters. Modding the characters makes the game so much more fun. I'm not sure what character this is. This looks like a He-Man, the sorceress from He-Man, but she looks really good. But I assume this character is from an anime, and this has to be on normal because I remember. Yeah, I remember this being normal. But yeah, this part was not on the remake, where you have to shoot these little certain things on the ceilings. In fact, a lot of these parts are not on the remake, and that's probably why I added it on here. Because I'm showing you parts that were not added on the remake. It just I think when they were making the remake, maybe they had so much to work with, and unfortunately a lot of stuff had to be, I say a lot of stuff, I say some of the stuff had to be cut out. This was another part that was not added on the remake, was this statue of I forgot what that dude's name. Raul? I forgot his name, man. But he looks like a grandma on the remake of Resident Evil 4. But yeah, the reshade just does a fantastic job with this game. So that's why I stick with the reshades rather than the UHD version, and mainly because with the UHD version I cannot add modded characters, and yeah.
Become one of us.
I forgot what this motherfucker's name was.
It's terrorism.
It's just been so long since I've actually played this game. This was like a rip-off of Napoleon Bonaparte. And he freaks out. And it's kind of funny how the remake makes the dude look like a grandma. When I first saw him on the remake, I thought he was a old lady actually. And this is the dude's right hand man right here. Forgot man, I still can't remember. Oh man, I can't remember his name. And I don't remember this part being on the remake as well. I think all these parts were not on the remake. That's why I've added it on here. But this is how I was saying is you shoot them, and then once they fall down, you hit them with a knife. You hit them with melee attacks. This is why this game is so hard. It's just so it's nuts. What's cool is every time when you pause, you can take a breather, and you got to think on what you could do next. And so, unfortunately, it's not real time where you have to think on what to do. Because if this was in real time, you would just kind of get your ass kicked. If it was real time. Yeah, I'm not sure what type of weapon that is. It looks like a dirty, hairy weapon. Man, I forgot what that weapon was called too, but it's one of the most powerful weapons in the whole game, man. And this is my infamous Red 9. I know the Red 9 for sure. God, I can't fucking remember that gun for the life of me, man. A Magnum, a Magnum gun. There we go. One of those Magnum guns. Those guns are one of the most powerful guns in the whole game. So those are really cool. I forgot what that gun was called in particular, but I use a different gun in the remake, and a lot of it has to do is because I felt the remake is a little bit easier. With the original version, it's a little bit harder to upgrade your guns and so forth. And you are, even in 2005, man, like this game came out in 2005, so the fact that the game is this sick in 2005 says a lot that this was one of the best games that came out around that time period. So whenever when people said this was the best game ever made, really that's kind of an accurate statement, because at the time this was one of the greatest games ever made. I still want to get into Ocarina of Time, because Ocarina of Time is a game that people always said it was one of the best games. So one of these days, I definitely want to give that game a try. And right now we have this boss right here, Ramon. That's what the fucking boss is called. And the thing about this is still a pretty tough boss. It's definitely a lot more interesting fight than the remake. But I feel that the original Resident Evil 4 has harder levels, while the remake has tougher bosses. So the bosses are not as hard in this game, luckily. And it's pretty crazy, because I always thought this game was super hard. I thought this game was next to impossible, because I couldn't even beat like the first level. I always got my ass kicked in that little village horde of enemies. So I was never ever able to beat that level. But at the time I was with my baby's mom, and she always was playing this game, and she went pretty far. So I mean, to have her, to like see her play like in levels like these, I'm just like, dude, this game is fucking awesome. I wish this game was easier. And yeah, I do wish that maybe back in the day that because the PS2 didn't have a easy mode, and maybe if it did, I probably would have went further. And even then, man, like I had the PC version for like the longest time, and even on easy I was still not able to beat it. So it's insane how tough this game actually is when you don't know what to do, because this game is definitely a game that you would have to know what to do in order to beat this game, because a lot of the trick is knowing how to conserve ammo. Basically, you know, that shooting him in the knee trick, and then using your knife while like they're down. Alright, so this got to be one of my proudest moments in video game history. This is probably the hardest thing I've accomplished in probably a game. This is by far the hardest part of the game, and the fact that this is on normal makes it even more nuts, because on easy it was still really hard. But notice how the filter is still kicking. I don't even remember how I beat this. And here you have to be extremely fast. Here I am just switching. I think this one's on my shotgun right here. And the purpose of this is you're going to have to go as far away as possible. And while in the mean way of going as far away as possible, here I have to use an herb. I'm already getting my ass kicked. Already getting my ass handed to me. You're going to have to dodge that. So it's actually really hectic. And at the same time, you're going to have to shoot these guys with a sharp shooting rifle. and you're gonna have to knock this dude off, and it's pretty hectic. That's what I'm saying. And I already have to use another herb already. I'm already on my second herb. You're gonna have to get this switched off so you don't fall off into another track. And then we have, and to make things worse, is you have this chainsaw motherfucker, which this guy is actually really hard. So you have these, I'm not sure what they call it, the parasite infected larva type octopus guys. I'm not sure what they're called. And I use a shotgun to blast all those people, and I use a brown egg. I definitely conserved all these eggs for this part right here, because this is definitely one of the hardest parts of the whole game. I am with the shotgun. And keep in mind that, see, that's another cool trick too, is you use the environment to destroy your enemies. And here I'm just wrecking shop. I'm still doing a really good job. I think I've only used 3 herbs. And here I am. I'm just looting everything I can. And this motherfucker is still not down. I'm not sure if there was 2 of them ready, or I'm not sure if that was the first one. You're gonna have to dodge again. Yeah, this part is fucking retarded, man. This part is definitely the hardest part of the game. And you don't want to use everything, because there's still a lot of stuff in this game. You still have that alien boss, whatever that is, and that's another hard part right there. You have to get that just right, or you're gonna fall off. So yeah, thank you for watching my video, Resident Evil 4. See y'all later.